This is my final evaluation production log. Throughout my A2 year, I completed a short film and 2 different ancillary tasks. However, I also completed a coursework blog which shows the processes I went through to reach my final products. The blog was on the program WordPress and has 4 main sections: research and planning, production and evaluation. One of the first coursework posts I completed during my research and planning was an analysis of different short films. These were titled The Huge Snooze by Kieran Davis, Boxing Short Film, Never Give Up by Tube Football, Motivational Soccer Video by Oma Oma, and Never Stop Dreaming by Aaron Hooper. These were very contrasting. The Huge Snooze was based on 1940s America, whereas the boxing short film was based on the story behind a boxing success, whilst the others were about sports motivation, which was more relatable to my short film. I analysed all the different micro features in these short films of camera, sound, editing and mise-en-scene. Doing this helped me understand all the different codes and conventions which would be expected in a short film, which benefited me further along during my coursework and gave me many different ideas about things such as camera angles, editing speeds and possible locations which I could use. These linked with the post I did titled Conventions of Short Films, because this helped me understand what conventions make a short film and helped me make a short film in the future which followed all the typical conventions. In addition to this, I completed research of the ancillary tasks which I had to complete, such as research of film posters and articles. This allowed me to understand all the different codes and conventions which would be expected in film posters and articles, which ultimately benefited me in the future. In addition to this, I completed research of the ancillary tasks which I had to complete, such as research of film posters and articles. After I did this, I completed a research audit which helped me identify all the different things which I had to access when I started filming, which helped me plan what I could actually do. I then went on to do a post in research and planning called Researching Video and Publishing Platforms. This post was important as it allowed me to see how I'd publish my short film in the future, and it went into depth about different video platforms such as DVD versus Blu-ray and 3D. This was of huge importance to me as it allowed me to gain a better understanding of the film world and how it worked. Additionally, I started planning for my short film, which involved doing many different things such as choosing certain locations, doing a treatment post which explains the story behind my short film, creating a shooting schedule and storyboard so I knew what I should be doing when I'm filming, a props list so I was organised when it came to filming. I also completed many different location, mise-en-scene and releases, and equipment booking forms which ensured I had the permission of the school to use the equipment and the drama room which I used to film. I also had the permission of the council to film on Taylor's Meadow, which is a public place. Furthermore, during planning, I also started drawing sketches of my ancillary tasks and my short film through a storyboard. This then advanced to first drafts, which were created on Adobe InDesign. The next main section I completed was production. This is showcasing all the different footage which I collected during my filming. For example, I created a raw footage post, which was all my raw footage before it had been edited, and I also created a bloopers reel which showed all the bad footage I created but wasn't going to use. Along with this, I created an editing process piece and image manipulation post, which shows how I edited and manipulated my footage for my short film and the images for my ancillary tasks. I also created a time-lapse video, which was proof that I actually did film my footage. After all this was completed, I then posted my final short film on both YouTube and Vimeo, mainly because of the contrasting qualities. I also posted my ancillary tasks on Issuu before they went on my blog. I also completed an evaluation piece of all my work, which contained 4 questions about my year, about the year, and the work which I completed. This went onto Adobe InDesign as well. This was made on Adobe InDesign and then was published onto Issuu. I felt that the most important task which I completed in the year was the research into existing short films, as it really helped me gain an insight into the film world and the codes and conventions which were expected for a short film. However, one of the main challenges I faced was constantly dealing with new technologies. For example, when filming my short film, I filmed on the Canon 550D SLR camera, which is something I wasn't very comfortable with. However, as the year went on, I really got to grips with it, and I felt this reflected in my final work as it improved throughout the year. Furthermore, I also had to deal with editing software such as the program Adobe Premiere. This is something which again I hadn't used before. However, as time went on, I felt my confidence grew with it, and this is reflected in my work because my earlier work is a lot better, isn't as good as my work later on in the year. As a result, I feel the year was very productive, and the final work which I produced was of a lot higher quality than I was expecting at the beginning of the year.